Hey guys, Shelby here again. So I wanted to post this. I did not have success recording the workshop last night. So we are working on that one. So what I wanted to do today was just explain what the workshop was about and then take you guys through the little process on manifesting and using the grid work and the sacred geometry so that you guys can do this on your own, because it was super powerful. This is, like I said, one of the most powerful tools that I have seen yet on manifesting things super quickly in your life. And I'll tell you why right now. So we're using 3 elements here. The first element that we're using is we're using crystals. We're using healing stones. I have a few here. If you guys aren't into crystals, I would recommend getting into them because they're so cool. They literally are the record keepers of our Earth. They hold the DNA of our planet. Crystals, each crystal and stone has a name. It has a soul, it has an essence, just like a flower has an essence. It has a tone. You know, when you're on a walk or on a hike or something and maybe you're drawn to some sort of stone or some sort of item, you're like, I don't know, it just called to me. It literally has a tone, it has a resonance. You know, most of us aren't able to hear it with the human ear, but it has a resonant tone to it. So I just have a couple here that I'll just kind of show you because they're really cool. But you can use any crystal or stone that you'd like. I'm not a stone or a crystal person, so I'm not sure exactly what these are, but really super cool. If you don't have crystals at your fingertips, you can use rocks. Last night we used just plain old rocks. You can use shells, you can use coins, you could use a damn Skittle if you wanted to, because the second element that we're using here, well, actually I'll go into that one. The second element that we're using here is sacred geometry. So sacred geometry is basically mathematical patterns, all of the mathematical patterns behind nature and life. So everything is a cycle, everything is a pattern. We see it within everything in our life, within our bodies, in light, in music, in sound, in structure, in the pyramids. The pyramids were built on sacred geometry. You look up at the night sky, sacred geometry is everywhere. It's literally the building blocks of our life, and that goes not only externally but internally as well. As we have cycles and patterns, we have the cycle of the moon that we go through every month. We have patterns that we see in our lives. So sacred geometry is really powerful. The one that I used last night, and you're welcome to use whatever one you want, is called Metatron's Cube, and it looks like this. Okay, so Metatron's Cube is derived from the ancient structure, which is the flower of life, right? So within this structure, which is the Metatron's Cube, which is what you're going to use, this structure is here, okay? So back to Metatron's Cube, which is what we're going to use for our manifesting today. So Metatron's Cube is derived from, named after Archangel Metatron. This symbol appears everywhere. This is the divine masculine, divine feminine. This is the Jewish symbol. This is Christian. This is Islam. So there's a lot of different religious backgrounds that use this symbol because it's in charge of all creation. There's 13 circles around and all lines connecting to the middle, okay? So it's a really powerful one. There are millions of sacred geometry structures you can use, but I'm using this one today for you guys. So the third element that we're using that makes this so powerful is intention. Okay, and that's when I was talking about you could use a Skittle if you wanted to instead of a crystal. And basically you would just put an intention into that item that you were going to use. An intention is an act of determining mentally upon something. And to just let you know how powerful intention is, in criminal law, intent is way more powerful than motive, because intent means that the person has already made up their mind to commit the crime, no matter what. And motive is basically something that they would like to do. A motive is like, oh, something that we'd like to do. Intent is like they've already made up their mind they're going to do it. Okay, so that's just how our court justice system literally uses intent over motive, because intent means that it's going to happen. You've intended it to happen, and it is so. So 3 elements we're using today to powerfully create and manifest what we want. Number 1 was the crystals, our sacred DNA of our planet. Number 2 was sacred geometry. And number 3 is intent. So that is what we're going to use today. So what I asked everybody to do in class was to take a few moments. We took them through a little guided meditation. And I'll post a video on that later, because I had a beautiful friend, Justin Taggart, take people through a visualization and meditation where you meet your higher self. That was amazing. So I'll post that later. But for right now, just for time's sake, you just get yourself into a really quiet space, and maybe when you do this on your own, you can cut to the guided visualization meditation and then come back and do what I'm going to do right now. So after you come out of a space where you're feeling really good, I'm going to have you answer these 5 questions, and you can write these down if you'd like. So the first question is, what does my soul or my higher self want me to know at this time? What does my soul or higher self want me to know at this time? The second question is, what is my deepest heart's desire? What is my deepest heart's desire? And the third is there anything blocking me from experiencing this? And the fourth is, if so, what? And the 5th question is, what would it take to clear this so I can be the highest expression of myself? Okay, so you could write these questions down, go into the meditation, come out of the meditation, and immediately answer these questions. So you're already in that higher self space, your brain doesn't have a lot of programs going on, and you can just answer these questions from a really solid space. And it's usually the first thing that comes up, right when you read the question. So if we start thinking too much about it, other stuff will come up. So you just write down the first thing that comes up, okay? So after you have answered those questions, you come out of meditation, and you've got yourself in a good space. Hopefully you've answered some questions, and you kind of talked to yourself a little bit about, gosh, what is it that I want to manifest? Because a lot of people came to class last night going, I don't really know what I want. And that's an okay space to be in. You know, a lot of people try to force you to come out of uncertainty, when uncertainty is a really potent gestation period where you and your higher self are really starting to co-create and collaborate so that you can manifest what you want. So if you're there, if you're like, yeah, I have a pretty good idea of what I want to have show up in my life, what you're going to do is you're going to take your Metatron's cube, and you can find this on the internet, just print it out, and you're going to take 7 crystals, stones, shells, skittles, coins, whatever you want, okay? And make sure when you do this that you're gonna have this in a space with your crystals on it that's not gonna move, because we're literally creating a vortex here. Once this is moved or bumped, or if a crystal moves, it's broken and you need to do the whole thing over again, okay? So serious stuff here. So you're going to take your crystals, your 7 crystals or your stones, and you're going to place them, okay, inside these circles, and then in the middle, okay? Oh, wait, I forgot. Hold on. stop. Before you place the crystals in the Metatron's cube, hold on. We have to program the crystals. Sorry, spacey. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take all your 7 crystals, okay, in your hands. You're gonna have them all in there. And then you're gonna take one item, and it can be a crystal. So you've got 7 crystals or stones. You're gonna take one item, and it can be a stick, it can be a feather, it can be a long crystal if you have a long crystal. For today, I'm probably gonna use, I have a stick of copal here. Copal is like a resin. So just something long, because you're gonna use this as your like wand to trace around, okay? So you're gonna take all of those in your hand. You're gonna put them up to your heart center. Take a deep breath. Exhale it out. And you're gonna say, I program these crystals for whatever it is you want to manifest, okay? So if it's, I want more money in my life, you could say, I program these crystals for receiving abundance from expected and unexpected sources. If you're wanting more, if you wanted to meet your divine masculine or divine feminine, if you want to bring a relationship in, you could say, I program these crystals for my perfect divine relationship that is going to serve me for my best and highest good. You can manifest really simple things. You could manifest a car. You know, the couple of people that have done this have manifested their dream homes. I did this, and you know, it's still showing up, but it started showing up within 24 hours after I did this. So really powerful stuff. So you hold the crystals, put them to your heart, program the crystals, and you can even write down what it is that you want to program and put it on your Metatron's cube as well, so that you've got that little affirmation. Okay, so then once you've programmed the crystals, back to this, we're putting the crystals in each one of those circles and in the middle, okay? In a place that's not going to move, or nobody's going to bump it, or kids or dogs aren't going to mess it up. And then you're going to take your 8 tool, whether it's a incense stick or whether it's a feather, and you're going to trace Metatron's cube. And I like to do kind of the star, trace around the star first. Okay. You can do it however you want. This is cool because this is like however you're guided to trace around. Okay, you're going to trace around, and you're going to say your intention. I program these crystals for yada 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 yada. And then after you've done the middle, you're going to go around the edges and tracing your sacred geometry around the edges. Just trace it around, and then you're going to kind of swirl it around, okay, and you're going to send it straight up to the universe. Okay, so you're telling the universe, yep, universe, this is what I'm programming. Boom. Okay, it's going to come back to you tenfold. Cool. The very last part of this too is after you say your statement, what you've programmed your crystals for, you're going to say, I am, I am, I am. Okay, because the universe responds to what you want. The universe doesn't know the word no. So if you say, I am fat, the universe is going to give you more of that. Okay, if you say, I am not fat, the universe is going to give you more of that. So you just say what you is that you want, and you affirm it. I am, I am, I am. Okay. I hope this was helpful today. I do believe that we are co-creators right now in the universe, and even if you're not quite sure what to put into action yet, but you kind of got a general idea, this is a great tool to kind of push you forward, or even just letting the universe know, hey universe, I'm ready for some cool stuff to come in. And it does really put things into motion. And a perfect day to do it because it's Thursday and Mars goes direct. Mars is the planet of action. So perfect day to do it today. Thank you all. I will put Justin Taggart's information in the description below, because he did tarot readings and it was so cool. So if you want to get a tarot reading from him, I do energy work and energy readings. So book a session, super helpful. Phone sessions are just as powerful as in-person sessions. And I hope you have a fun time manifesting. This is fun. This is magic. You know, what's more fun than magic? And magic that actually works and that produces 3D actual things coming into your life. Okay, thanks guys.